Hello, I'm Shinhee Han from Akka. I'm glad to be here to have Vanessa. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Vanessa. I'm a junior at BU studying composition and music theory, and I'm also pursuing an arts leadership minor, and I work in the admissions office there in the School of Music.
Oh, wow, that's great. Thank you for being here today with me. Um, Today I have some questions for you. So, first, um, what inspired you to become an artist and how did you get started?
So I started playing violin in third grade, which was kind of one of my earliest experiences with music, besides like general music
Mhm.
in school. And I got pretty into that. By sixth grade, I was in the chamber orchestra at my middle school, and I got a scholarship to have some free lessons over the summer. It was around
Oh, wow.
5 or 6 lessons.
Mhm.
And then from there, I took lessons through seventh and eighth grade. Um, and then through high school, I was in a scholarship program for lessons through UConn. So that was great. It really got me into really, improving in violin. Uh,
Oh.
but at the same time, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to study violin. I didn't know if I wanted to be a performer because I was nervous on stage.
Right.
Wasn't sure if I'd like that. So I started getting into writing music, I'd say around sophomore year of high school.
Mhm.
I wrote a piece for like a project I had to submit
Mm.
uh, for one of my classes. And then from there, I was interested in like film scoring or
Mhm.
video game music.
Mm.
I did a couple like small things just for fun. Uh, not really, not doing actual projects, but just writing music.
Oh, well.
And then that's kind of how I decided to major in it. I felt like I gravitated more towards composition than playing or performing. So
Oh, okay.
that's kind of how I ended up here.
Oh, okay. Then, do you still minoring violin?
No, I'm not studying it. I'm taking piano lessons actually.
Okay.
So I'm on the piano track for my major. So
Mm.
violin is still something I'm keeping up in
Mhm.
some ways. I'm still playing it in ensembles, but
Mhm.
not studying it right now.
I see. So
Yeah.
you are basically focused on music competition,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. So, next, what is your creative process like? Do you have any unique or quirky habits when you're creating something?
Uh, it's it's always a challenge, I think, trying to get started, I think, with writing a piece, and even in the middle of it,
Mhm.
when you come back to it, a couple days later, it's like, okay, where do I go from what I wrote?
Right.
Sometimes when I'm working, I need to just change my position. I'll like stand up or walk around my room or something,
Right.
and just that helps me
Yeah.
just sit at the desk and look, okay,
Right.
what do I do?
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. There's some pieces where I have a different process. Sometimes sitting at a piano helps.
Mhm.
Sometimes working on paper is actually what I start with.
Mhm.
I don't usually, but sometimes it is
Yeah.
a little bit easier
Right.
to just have, I guess, more of an image of the music rather than like just the notes.
Right.
But in composition in general, I need to have a story or some kind of images
I
or the art for me to like come up with something. So even with instrumental music, I have, some idea of a story that maybe I heard about that inspired me that I want to represent.
Right.
That's usually how I want to approach things.
Okay, wonderful. Which artist, either, living or dead, have you influenced with your work o- or the most and why,
Yeah, I'd say I'm a pretty big fan of Missy Mazzoli.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw her opera last year,
Which one?
Proving Up, when it was performed at Bees Theater.
Oh,
So that was a really great performance and inspired me to do some more vocal writing, I think.
mhm.
And I wrote my own like short opera last semester.
Yeah.
A couple other composers did. So I think that's maybe a genre that I want to get into a little more. I love working with text in
Mhm.
general.
Mhm.
I've really gotten into vocal music. So
Mm.
I'm really inspired by her, I'd say.
Oh, that's wonderful. She's one of my favorite composers nowadays, leading composer, sort of influence woman figure in this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's great. Yeah. And now, if you could collaborate with any artist, living or dead, who would it be, and what kind of project would you like to create together? It kind of, yeah.
Um, I'd say I have like a couple ideas. One of my favorite singers is Amy Lee from the rock band Evanescence. I'm a big Evanescence fan, and I feel like she has a really incredible voice that could do a lot of things besides rock music. It's just a very haunting, like dark voice, and that would be really interesting to do some kind of project with her. Maybe something for the stage. I'm not sure, but that would be cool. And
Yeah.
also, I'm a big fan of Fior.
Oh, okay.
So interesting. And I mean, but it's also like, what can I do with her when she's so interesting?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I don't know, but those are two like big, I guess, inspirations for me too.
I see. Got you. Wow, that sounds so cool. What would be the wildest inspiration you ever drawn from for a competition?
I guess two pieces come to mind. I wrote a piece, an art song that I was inspired to write after I read this article in The Guardian about a wolf that traveled from, I think it was from Nevada to California, searching for a mate, and wasn't able to find one. And then on the way back to Nevada, was struck by a car on the highway. And that story like stayed with me, and I was like, I kind of want to do something with this, and I feel like it needs to have a voice to it. So I went looking for poems that had to do with wolves, and I found one that was actually written by a living poet, Pippa Little. And I reached out to her on Facebook because that was the only way I could find her.
Right.
And I asked if I could use her poem, and she was totally open to it.
Oh, wow.
So that was last year. And then another piece, I wrote a piece for Sound Icon that represented, you remember when the wildfires happened in California?
Yes.
The smoke was like,
yes, I remember. Yes.
So that was what the piece was inspired by.
Oh, I see.
The fire, the smoke traveling, and the haziness.
Right.
That's kind of what inspired that piece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing and so inspiring me as well. Oh, wow. That's great. Yeah. And rest of them will be very fun question for you. If you had to write a piece for an alien race, how would you approach it?
Can they play instruments? I guess is the my question.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. I mean, it would be interesting to hear what their voices sound like, I guess.
Yeah.
I could write just some, nonsensical
right.
See what it sounds like, and maybe it would be just a drawing, like graphic scores.
And why not? Yeah, right? Yeah, kind of very random things going on and kind of futurisms going on, like graphic lines, like a lot of character things going on in the scores. Next one, if animals could talk, which one do you think would be the most annoying?
Oh. I don't know. Maybe cats, depending on like what kind of cat. Like some cats kind of meow a lot,
right?
Want to bother you a lot, so
right?
Like if they could talk,
yeah,
or
yeah. Cat is kind of controversial.
I don't like cats.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I see. And if you have any superpower, but it had to be completely useless, what would it be? I don't really imagine like a superpower, but sometimes I just want to like, invisible.
Yeah.
And just moving around watching something, then maybe it just doesn't affect anything for me. So maybe it's just invisible power for me.
It could be like teleportation, but you can only move like 5 feet every hour. So
Oh yeah, that can be. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's great too. Yeah. Next, if you had to change your name to a fictional character name,
I don't know. I'm thinking of one of my favorite shows is Shameless. Um, Fiona could be a cool name, or Siri from The Witcher. That's a pretty cool name. Yennefer. That's a name that's from The Witcher.
oh,
That's an
oh, I love that.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Jennifer.
Interesting name.
Yeah, yeah. How does spell?
It's Yennefer.
If you had to be any Disney character, who will you be and why? Yeah.
Well, it's not Disney technically,
Uh-huh.
but Merida from Brave.
Oh,
I wish I was good at archery. I
oh,
like tried it a couple times.
oh,
It seems so
oh, I see.
yeah.
That's great. Thank you for being here today with me. Yeah. Any last words?
No, bro, this is great.
Yeah. How do you feel?
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
Thank you for watching Aka Hyssop. Thank you for being with me today, Vanessa. And if you're interested in her music and performance, here's the link for her and you to explore more. Thank you. Bye.